Good morning. We have had more snow. Last night it snowed about 15 centimeters, and we're supposed to get another 15 centimeters this morning before noon. We're about 9:30 right now. I'm very happy about that. I absolutely love the snow, and I cannot wait to go snowshoeing at the camp. But for now, we are going to start our winter sowing. I also have some not so great news to share about the progress of cleaning up the grow room. It actually has not moved, and we had to burn all of the peas that we dried. It was sad, but it was necessary. There was some sort of bug in them, don't know what it was. This soil is the organic vegetable and herb pro mix. You don't need to have a special soil like this to do winter sowing, but this one has proven itself time after time, and that's what I picked up. So that's what we're going to be using today. Let's go check out the grow room. The fire is ripping now. It's hot in here.
You are making an awful mess.
Poppies. These are Icelandic?
Yeah, Icelandic.
Icelandic poppies. Those little poppy seeds are so tiny. I don't know if those are poppy seeds in there.
They are tiny.
They were absolutely stunning. They came up all summer. They just kept blooming. So next year, for sure, we're going to be having these in the garden. And this is one of the items that we are going to be winter sowing today. Check out these little pods. If you shake them, you can hear them. Oh, and these are onion chives? No.
Garlic chives.
Garlic chives. Garlic chives also are perennial in our garden, so we won't be planting any of these in our garden, but I plan on putting these at the camp. Do you guys think I should winter sow these too? There's enough seeds in there for my whole community. Let us know in the comments if we should be winter sowing what I dropped on the floor. Okay, gotta move the table now. Oops. There's so much stuff in here. Oh, it's hard to work. Okay. This actually feels so good, cleaning this table. Bill is being very patient with me because I want this entire room to be perfect, even though I know it doesn't have to be. It would do winter sowing.
Ew.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Did you see I got glass gem corn?
I did.
I'm excited.
I looked through them all last night. It's all exciting. I saw a new pepper variety in there too. Why don't you tell the story of how you got those seeds for $1?
There's a local store called Green Corner that the owners are retiring. It was the one that carried some of our tomatoes and peppers last year. So I went into the store to congratulate them yesterday, and she was telling me that the seeds were $1 a package. In hindsight, I probably could have bought the entire seed lot, and I might call her back today and tell her I want the whole seed lot. This is Hudson Valley Seed Company. They do artwork on all of their seed packages, and it's absolutely stunning. I've talked about them before. What a blistery day this is out here today. But it's not going to stop me. It is not going to stop me. I need to get this winter sowing done, and I need to get this winter sowing done now. We've gone and collected everything we need for this winter sowing project, and I'm starting to feel motivated again. My table's washed, the room is starting to get a bit more cleaned up. I'm excited. I went through the seeds and figured out which ones I wanted for winter sowing. So I've got the seeds ready, the soil ready, the containers ready. What?
Be getting that drill really close to your hair. Be very careful, please.
And also I noticed that this particular one was left, the cover was left on, so it still smells very much like vinegar. So I'm gonna ask Bill if he can wash this one out while I get the other ones ready. This is the coolest thing about winter sowing, is that you leave it alone. You put it somewheres where it's gonna get some sun, and you let it sit there for in the entire winter, and maybe in April or May, you'll start seeing little sprouts pop up there, and it's just a wonderful thing. Let's get going. From what I know about winter sowing, the only thing you need is a plastic container that the sun or the light can get into. So this year I'm choosing to use our vinegar bottles. Last year I used water bottles, and these were great. You can also use any type of plastic container. I've seen people use Ziploc bags before. I have a mix of seeds that we harvested last year from the garden, and I also have some new seed packets that I want to try. Let's talk about the seeds I decided on. Moss curled parsley, bells of Ireland, hollyhocks, coneflower, delphinium, poppies, and zinnias. I got these new tags from my mom for Christmas. This marker, this is a permanent garden marker, works really good on these ones. However, these ones fade even with this permanent garden marker. So I'm gonna put these type into the winter sowings. I've got the soil in the containers. I watered the tops of them, and I made sure they were nice and flat. And now it's time to sow some seeds. I'm gonna start with the Icelandic poppies. There's something about getting my hands in the soil again I just love. So I'm just gonna sprinkle these on top. With poppies, you can also just sprinkle these on the snow in probably like February. They just need about 6 weeks of cold in order to sprout, but I'm gonna try them winter sowing. I did this last year too, and they work great. So then after that, I will just take and spray those down. I'm gonna close the lid. I'm gonna wrap some tape around this, and then we'll be done. We'll be able to put them outside. I just want to take a second and talk about these poppies. So I harvested these poppies from our herb bed, and they're actually stunning just as a dried pod. But I took them and I put them directly into this little mesh bag, and there are hundreds of seeds in there. This is a really pretty poppy. I have no idea what it's called because it came up on its own in the herb bed, but it's fluffy. It's kind of like a fluffy poppy, and it's pink. I really hope that these take because they're absolutely stunning. What's the seed here?
Down at the base of those.
Maybe out of luck with the delphinium.
They're in the bag.
Oh, there's not very many in there. For winter sowing, you don't put a lid on these. This is how the seeds get their moisture, but it's really hard to read the tag through this little peephole. So I'm gonna try to put the name of the flower onto the outside of the container, and hopefully it'll stay there for the winter. And in the spring, I'll know what is what without having to try to read it through the little peephole. Okay, now the only thing we have to do is get them taped. So I just use duct tape. It stays on all winter. I never have to worry about it, so that's what I'm gonna keep using. And you just tape it up. And that one, Icelandic poppies, is done. Doesn't have to be perfect. Really doesn't. See that? See that mess? I'm just leaving that there. Time to take them outside. These will sit here untouched until probably March or April, and then I'll start seeing little sprouts pop up inside of there. I guarantee some of these are not going to work. Some of these are not going to sprout, but I'm out here during a winter storm. The schools were canceled today, sowing seeds in January. I appreciate you guys for watching and tuning in, and I'll see you next week. If you want, if you're feeling like you've left them out into the cold and they're going to have no chance to survive, you can come out here and give them a little pep talk if you want. You can say, "You guys are doing a great job. Look at you, absorbing sun." I might do that.